My name is Doug Downs. I teach a range of writing courses.
I'm Elizabeth Wardle. I teach at the University of Central Florida in Orlando.
My Bedford titles so far, I have an iSight CD-ROM, a tutorial CD-ROM, and then I'm co-author with Elizabeth Wardle of Writing About Writing, a College Reader.
Our book only works if you can really enact in your program, in your pedagogy, so the blog kind of helps people think through what that would look like in their own programs.
The title of the blog is Write On, but that would be write as in write.
I mean, I think in general what's been interesting about the blog is that there are a lot of things that happen in our daily thinking about writing that you would never actually publish on, right? So it's not enough for a full-on article, but it's really interesting to talk about it. So for example, how did we scale this approach at UCF to all of our teachers, which maybe could be an article, but I'm tired and busy, so I don't really have time to write it, but I do have time to write a blog about it. So it gives you the opportunity to talk about how you're using the book without having to fully commit to writing an article.
Probably the main focus or purpose of the blog, what we're trying to do with it, is create a community of people who are talking about writing the pedagogy.
But in general, the way I come up with ideas for the blog post is what's happening in our program.
They're coming out of classroom challenges, day-to-day things that I'm encountering.
So when we're watching all the new TAs struggle, or how does an adjunct do this, or how do you scale this, what are the questions or things that people are talking about, that's usually a good prompt.
This year, one of the things I've written about is writing centers. I would never have done that, except that I happen to be doing some writing center work right now and realizing, oh, there's some connections. So it's coming out of things like that. Sometimes it's coming out of what I hear in the conversation about writing, who cares about what at the moment. So there may be a topic that seems, I haven't run into it, but I've heard other teachers are, and so I'll start thinking about that.
I find that it's a way to talk to Doug, because often we're busy and so I don't really talk to him, and then I read his post and I think, oh, that would be a great thing to do, and then I write my post and will think about what he wrote, and so that's actually been extremely useful. One
of the things that is really neat about the BITS blog and the kind of woven community that it offers is we've got a blog that nominally Elizabeth and I are the main authors of, but we're looking for guest bloggers. So I see people who I didn't know before, or who I didn't expect to be writing for the blog. They pop up, they're thinking about things. I'm learning from it in the same way that I think we hope the readers will, and it constructs that kind of community of people thinking. So I'm meeting people, I'm getting new ideas in my own blog, and I don't know of any other form of writing that lets you do that, really, so it's good.